Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream, or if you're new here and watching this at a later date, it'll be known as Keith Condensed. These are like pre-recorded videos that I do during the live stream, along with my actual season videos. Those are recorded on the live stream also, so it's kind of like a behind the scenes. We get to really kind of come together and interact. So feel free to join me on the live stream. I stream 5 days a week, every night except for Sunday night and Wednesday night. So come check the stream out. I would really appreciate it. Plus, if you're looking for like a little added bonus, I give away half an ounce of silver each week to the person who has the most K-Coin. Come to the stream, figure out what K-Coin is, and win yourself half an ounce of silver. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. So this question or idea, thoughts came from my wife. I was sitting there talking with her just probably about 30-40 minutes ago, and I was like, hey, like you know, maybe you got an idea of what I should talk about to the subscribers, to the viewers. She was like, yeah, why don't you talk about, like, do you think reading books on investing, reading books on stocks is a great idea? It's a good idea. And then what stock books or investment books or books in general would you probably recommend that people pick up? So first of all, to kind of break it off the top, do I think reading books, investing books, stock books is a great idea? I think personally, yes, it's a great idea if you're an investor or a stock trader or whatever it may be. I mean, you can get some of the same information through watching videos online or reading articles through online as well, but I think books kind of encapsulate somebody's entire thought a lot better than a video or an article that is like written for a blog or even for like a news source, or as well as on totally forgot the name of that, like kind of like medium.com. I forget what it's actually called now. But anyways, the reason why I think it's important for you to consider books and reading books if you're an investor is, first of all, to grow your knowledge about the market. I mean, there's been books that I've read that I didn't think were going to actually teach me anything, and they taught me a lot more. They brought a lot more value to the table than I actually would have imagined. I think about the first book that I read, where it was talking about like setting a stop loss. I remember thinking, like, a stop loss is something stupid. Like, you're betting on yourself to lose. Like, that's completely dumb to set a stop loss if you're in trading. If you're investing, it might be a little bit different story, but specifically in trading, I was like, that is so dumb. You're basically betting on yourself to lose, right? So then reading through it, and they're like, no, it's called asset preservation. Like, you're protecting your assets. You're not going to let it drop below this point. Basically, what you're saying is that, hey, I'm willing to bet 4% that on this trade, I'll bet 4% that, hey, I'll make 7% or whatever. So I was like, oh, that makes so much more sense now. That's why it's so important to set a stop loss. Have that thing set, so if it trips it, like, great, you are not going to lose more money than what has been planned for that trade. After kind of that like eye-opening experience, I pretty much set a stop loss on any swing trade, day trade that I get into, because I believe that 100% that you need to one of the most important things to do as a trader is to preserve your assets. I think that reading books, like I said, is a great idea. However, I would also say that there might be better investments that you can make with your time. Maybe you're not a investor that wants to be an investor. Maybe you're just like, I would rather put my money into an account and let it work, and I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to worry about picking stocks. I don't want to worry about any of that, and I'd rather have someone else do it for me, or just have an account that kind of does it for me, right? Well, if that's the case, like, by all means, then maybe find a different book that is in your field of work, that's on your career path, or maybe even consider like going to classes, attending night classes or something like that makes a better investment of your time than going to reading investment type of books, because I think that your ROI might be better by advancing your career because you have little to no interest in investing. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about as far as reading books. As far as the books go, I do have a few links that are down in the description that will link to an Amazon affiliate link. And those books are listed there, but there are a few that, like, right off the top of my head, that I think were very eye-opening. First of all, I mean, hands down, everybody pretty much says, like, The Intelligent Investor, you got to read it. I like a lot about what he talks about in there. There's some stuff that I disagree with, but I think for the most part, his overall idea is where a lot of long-term style investing stems from. Big core, like, belief that I have is the book called Principles. It's written by Ray Dalio, who who was running Bridgewater. I don't know if he's still there, but they're like an investing firm, and he talks about how principles like basically guide your life, and you don't ever like go back on your principles. Like you can always change a little bit, but like you never go back on those principles. So you need to make sure that those are set up correctly, so that when it comes time to make a decision, you can just always act out of those principles. I really like the book. I think it's great for first of all, like investment accounts and that kind of stuff, like applying principles there, and then also like into your own life. So that was like one of my favorite books. I really actually enjoyed that one. The other book that I really like is called Good Stocks Cheap. That's more of a long-term value investing strategy book, and less about like, you know, like overall encapsulating the market. Like that is like very detailed on how to calculate like a company's value, a company's return on capital employed, all that kind of stuff. He really breaks down the formulas in there and that kind of stuff to calculate like long-term investing value stocks. And so that one I think is great because it gives you a more like tangible, almost like system on how to invest, where like these other ones, the principles book is like, you know, develop your own principles. Here's some that we use, but you know, you need to develop your own. It's like, okay, like I want something tangible. It's like these ones have worked for me, so go out and do those. So that's what I think. I guess those would be my top three. If I had to throw in a fourth wild card, it would be a book that I just finished, which is called Eat People. I don't know what the subtitle is called, but basically in there he talks about these companies that have this crazy amount of growth, specifically like Apple, Amazon are two companies, and Google are another company he talks about how the pipeline, how these big Fortune 500 companies have created this pipeline. And now with companies like Google and Netflix and Amazon, they're upsetting their pipelines, their media, whether it be like media pipelines through like Comcast, who owns NBC, who, you know, installs the wireless, who basically has monopoly on most cities for internet, and how there's companies like Google that are taking them out because there's other options. Now there's YouTube, so nobody's got to go watch NBC. They can go watch a independent person on the platform if they want to. So that's kind of the book, and I really like the ideas of like, this is what you are looking for in a company, because this is what they believe will help that company like grow into the future and really make it, I guess, big as far as the market and as far as like the world's concerned. So anyways, I hope that you know, kind of answers the question. I just hope that my thoughts were clear enough. But I would love if you join me on the live stream again. Feel free to check me out 5 days a week, except for Sunday and Wednesday night. Anyways, guys, it has been real. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.